Hello everybody, it's Andrew Hutchings here, and this is still not a licensed physician, still never giving medical advice, and this video is about why you might need to be extra careful wrestling or doing jiu-jitsu or something if you are a bodybuilder or someone who works out a lot, strength athlete, whatever you want to call it. If you're somebody who has built really big, strong muscles in the gym, and you go and you wrestle, you might be at an increased risk of injury. In fact, I got injured when I was 16 years old for this reason, because I had built my muscles up really big and strong. In fact, almost as strong as I am right now. When I was 16 years old, yeah, I could do like 9 to 11 reps of 255 on bench press at 154 pounds. It's pretty good. So I was really strong. And when I would wrestle, well, eventually, because I sucked at first, but eventually I realized, hey, why am I losing? I'm way stronger than everyone else. I can just overpower them, or like use my strength to not let them turn me onto my back. So that's what I did. Like, I would just overpower them, or if I did get in a position where they're trying to turn me onto my back, I would just go there. I was like, oh, you can't move me. I can just wait till the time runs out. I guess that's stalling, but I didn't know any rules in wrestling besides if you got them on their back, you win. Yeah, I didn't care about wrestling that much when I did it in high school. So yeah, I was doing this one day, and someone started using both hands. They're like doing like kind of deadlift motion. You can't see my lower body right now, but their feet were on the ground, and they're pulling up with both hands on my one arm. And I'm like, oh, you can't move me. See, my one arm is stronger than your whole body. And that was true for the muscles, but not for the ligament right here, and not for my tendons. And this ligament tore completely, and actually I don't know if it tore completely at first. Actually, it might have torn partially, and then I completely tore it over the next few months. I don't know, I don't remember. At the time, I couldn't fathom that I would have a serious injury. I thought it's like, oh, you just take 2 weeks off, go back. So that's what I did. Not the best. Tore the tendons also partially. But yeah, if I was weaker and I wasn't just using my strength how I did, I wouldn't have got those injuries most likely. But my muscles had grown so strong so quickly, and in a controlled setting. I think that's an important takeaway, is that the gym, if you're doing it right, is a very controlled, safe setting. You're going through the movement in a very specific way. It's controlled and safe. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. Now, when you go and you wrestle, you're doing all sorts of different things, are pulling on every different random angle, different speeds. When you're in the gym, you control the speed, you control the angle, you control the movement, you control everything. But if you're wrestling, no, sometimes it's not even you doing the movement, it's someone else doing the movement to you, and that's really uncontrolled. So you've got to be really careful to not use too much strength. And I started doing, they call it MMA class. I guess you would call it MMA. It's like wrestling, boxing class. And well, recently I also strained my biceps from throwing a girl around one night, which is also an uncontrolled movement, and that's a good lesson. Like, be careful about uncontrolled movements when you have really strong muscles that have been built up from controlled movements. Yeah, when you take away the control, they can get injured. But yeah, so already little injuries from, I think I just strained my biceps, but I've also either got some tendonitis or slight strain in my chest going on. And when I've been doing the wrestling, it really puts a lot of strain on the biceps, which were already strained. Now, maybe it's just because they were already strained, but I don't think so, actually. Because I can go to the gym and I can work out and it's fine despite them being strained. But if I go and wrestle and I grab someone's legs and they're trying to like pull their legs out and I'm pulling them in, or I'm trying to get something, it puts an uncontrolled force on the whole body chain, well, I mean the whole upper body chain, and it's damaging. So I've got to be careful. You've got to be careful if you're in a similar position. And yeah, it's very important to know. So I took a day off of MMA practice, but it actually wasn't enough. What I should do, I don't know if I will do it, because I might try and still go, but today is Thursday. Then there is normally practice tomorrow on Friday, and I am starting to do private lessons on Saturdays. What I should do is take today, Thursday, off, take tomorrow, Friday off, take Saturday off, take Sunday off, so that hopefully I'm good for Monday. I took Monday off, so I had Sunday and Monday and Tuesday off, and I got like 80% better, but sadly, I think I should take another day off. It's just, I mean, luckily I have the option of preventing the injury by taking the day off, but I don't like to take days off. And I also like and want to get as good as quickly as possible. But you have to be smart and realize that it's going to be a lot slower if you get injured than if you take another day off. So that's a good message for myself, because I do not want to get injured again, especially not like 4-year-long injury, like before when I did wrestling. Also, just so you know, like I don't write very much, but now that I'm in medical school, I should write some notes. And the constant engagement and closing of this area, like the having your arm like this constantly, closes the stuff in here, like pushes on it, and also the muscles and tendons are tightened, so it leads to more damage, which is going to lead to inflammation, going to cause tendinitis. So I've got to be careful about that. Something for you to keep in mind if you're also a student or you have a job where you're constantly keeping one of your arms forward, closing up this area and keeping tension on it. I don't know, maybe I'm more prone to all this stuff than other people, but it's like everything I do in life is causing some sort of little or big injury. Speaking of injuries, I've still got a sore leg, which is functionally seeming to be 100%, but still sore from falling off a table mostly, but landing on my leg on the side of the table while doing a handstand. Gotta be careful. Hope you like this video. Remember, if you have tendinitis, my book is on Amazon, A Systematic Guide to Defeating Tendinitis. It's also on my website, but I recommend you buy it from Amazon, even though I make less money. That way I don't have to order the book and then send it to you or try to put your address into the publisher website. And I mean, probably I can put multiple addresses in there as if they're me and get them sent to you as if you're me, but easier if you just get it on Amazon. Plus, if you get it on Amazon, please leave me a review. And remember, I'm not trying to take up as many pages as possible. In fact, considering how valuable time is, I'm trying to take up as few pages as possible. So, yeah, it's not the biggest book, but you're not paying for the, I mean, you are actually paying for the paper because I chose the most expensive, highest quality paper to print my book on, including the most expensive, highest quality cover to have my book enclosed by. But you don't buy an informational book based on how many pages. You buy it based on the information. I shouldn't say this example because maybe it'd get the video flagged or banned, but yeah, it's about the information, not the page number. And I guarantee you, there's no longer book that's going to give you the same great information that can most likely get rid of your tendinitis in 3 weeks to a month. And if you have like the worst case of tendinitis in the world, maybe it'll take 2 to 3 months. Probably probably 1 month. But regardless, if you have tendonitis and you've been going to doctors, physical therapists, maybe even chiropractors, you know that it's not working. You're still in pain, you're still not enjoying life, and your money is just flying out of your pockets with all those doctor visits and physical therapists, plus you gotta drive there, gas costs a lot of money. My book, $100, one-time payment, and you gain the knowledge how to get rid of your tendonitis once and for all. Unless you do the same stuff that caused it in the first place. It's like you can break your leg jumping off the 4th floor of a building and it can heal, but if you jump off again, you're probably gonna break it again. And that's just stupid, and you gotta keep that in mind. It's just like your tendonitis, if you do what caused it in the first place, it's probably gonna come back.